My name's Paige Coughlin, and you're watching That Track Channel. So this weekend we're here at Tulsa Raceway Park in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it is hot, but we're super excited to be here, and we'll be ready to race at 6 o'clock tonight. You know, I've been around the racetrack since I was born. Literally, we are a third generation drag racing family, so it is a part of my blood. And you know, to go and watch my dad race and his brothers and my brother and siblings and cousins, and you know, everybody has their hand and foot in drag racing in some way, shape, or form. And you know, just growing up watching them has now led me to behind the driver's wheel, and now I'm doing it. It's pretty crazy. So as I mentioned, I grew up watching my dad and my brothers race, but you know what? Now it's my turn as Paige Coughlin to shine. You know, I can't believe it's almost been 10 years since I started racing in the junior dragsters up in Columbus, Ohio, and you know, going from that to the dragsters and super comp and bracket racing to now one of the most badass, beautiful cars on the property, Golden Child, that 92 IROC Z28 Camaro. Man, we're about to go fast. You know, speaking of Golden Child, why don't we go take a look at it?
Well guys, we are here with none other than Paige Coughlin, the Golden Child. Now hold on, is that a reference to you or is that a reference to the car?
You know, contrary to belief, it's actually a reference to the car.
Oh, okay.
You know, before we painted this thing black and gold, it was this beautiful, like, one-of-a-kind candy apple gold color.
Right.
And, you know, we couldn't paint match it, so I said, well, why don't we just throw it into the name and kind of make it special? And, you know, I wanted it to be Golden Child as well because all my other siblings know that I am the Golden Child. So it just kind of fit.
Hey, that's fair, that's fair. We've got to rock with it, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been doing and people love it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're working with a Gen 3 Camaro. Tell me a little bit more. This is what year is this car?
This is a 1992.
92, and it's a Z28, originally started life, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So obviously we no longer have Chevy power under here though. Tell me a little bit about what's going on under here.
Sure, so this is a 565 cubic inch Proline Procharger hemi. And this is what makes all the power, about 3,500 horsepower, give or take, and it screams.
Wow.
It screams.
3,500 horsepower.
Yeah.
This thing's got to be absolutely insanity to drive. What's it like to do a hit in this car?
Oh my gosh. You know, every time I get buckled in and you're strapped in real tight and you're just sitting there and you're looking out your windshield and you're like, man, I can't believe we're about to make a pass in this car. And as soon as you let go of that button and it's up on the chip and you throw your head back like this and you're driving, and how I like to drive is I put one hand up on the parachute lever. You're just driving like this right on down Broadway, and it is like driving on top of glass. Right.
Now I'm assuming, and this is just me being a smartass, I'm assuming we got no AC in here, but you could sure use it today. It is hot.
Oh my gosh, I know. I'm like, you know, this would be the one time where I need AC in this car, and it would be much appreciated. But no, you know, you're gonna sweat. You got that 20-layer suit on.
Right.
You got your R3 device and your gloves and your boots, helmet. Oh, you go numb from all the amount of sweat and heat you feel. You're like, I don't even feel it anymore. Let's just go make a lap.
No kidding, right?
Yeah.
And like, guys, for you guys watching at home, we're at Tulsa, Oklahoma today. I swear, I'm not making this up. It's like 100 degrees here or more. Like they were saying with the humidity, it's probably like 110.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh, it is so hot here. But yeah, so we're here on the Street Outlaws tour. Following Paige, going to follow her this weekend to see what it's like to obviously run this car on the no prep surface here at Tulsa, Oklahoma. So aside from everything else, obviously we got horsepower numbers. We know what kind of power this car is making. Were you originally a quarter mile racer? Do you prefer eighth mile to quarter mile? Talk to me about that.
So originally I was a quarter-mile racer. That's all I knew. That's what my dad grew up doing, and my uncles, siblings, and you know, we started doing a little bit of the 8th mile bracket racing, so I was like, okay, I actually like the 8th mile. It happens a little bit quicker, and I mean, that's just what we got used to. And when we've gotten into this car and I made my first handful of laps going 8th mile, I looked at my dad and I said, I have absolutely no clue how you did this going quarter mile.
Right.
You're absolutely crazy. Because I'm like, I can't imagine the feeling of just how fast it is, how it pulls, and just watching all of this stuff go by so fast as you're going down a quarter mile long dragway. And he says, you know, you get to the point where you can start to count the light poles.
Right.
And I'm like, cannot relate to that, but maybe someday.
Yeah. Now I'm assuming you can probably relate to this, the 8th mile. It's a safety game too, right? Like when you're, as you just said, your dad was running north of 250 miles an hour in the quarter mile. Yeah. Right? So 8th mile is definitely, it's a big advantage for a lot of the drivers. Obviously it's safer, it's easier on parts. There's a lot of pros to run an 8th mile, and I personally believe 8th mile is the way the future's going here. So it's good to see you guys here.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see kind of what path drag racing takes, whether that is quarter mile or 8th mile. You're starting to see, even in the NHRA world, where a lot of the divisionals are going only 8th mile. Right. That's just what tracks are doing right now. And I'm not mad about it. I love 8th mile racing, and I'm like, I looked at my dad and said, we're gonna stick with this. I don't miss the quarter mile whatsoever. Right.
Yeah, so now speaking about making that transition to Street Outlaws, being here on this scene, how did you guys come about getting involved with Street Outlaws? I believe you and your dad were at a race or something, or checked out a race, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So it was his original idea. So like, but why don't we just go check out Street Outlaws No Prep Kings? And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I've heard of that. We grew up watching the Street Outlaws OG shows on Discovery, and we were actually, where the birth of this project took place, I want to say it was 2 years ago at Z-Max Dragway in Charlotte. And we were there for a national event. I lost first round in my Super Comp Dragster. I left before the tree activated. I was so mad at myself, major blonde moment. And my brother was trying to cheer me up, saying, why don't you just come warm up the Pro Stock car, make yourself feel a little bit better. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And I did it. I'm like, okay, this is actually kind of cool. And you know, my dad's always been a door car guy.
Of course.
And when I came back to our pit area, I'm like, Dad, you know, I think we should look into building a door car. You should have seen his eyes light up.
Of course.
It's like Christmas came early, and he was so excited. He's immediately jumping on the phone, looking at different options, and by the time that first race back from that COVID break that Street Outlaws took, he went to the first race at National Trail Raceway. Right. And he's calling me up saying, Paige, you need to go check one of these out. I have not seen National Trail Raceway this packed since I was a kid. Because that was his home track too. And I'm like, no way. I mean, I grew up racing there. I know what it looks like. And to see the amount of people come out and watch and support the drag racing, want to meet the racers, such a great group of fans, I'm like, this is so cool. Let's definitely be a part of this. And that's where it started, and we built the car, and here we are.
Awesome. So I gotta ask you, you're rocking a Jegs shirt. There's a Jegs bucket in front of me. Is Jegs a sponsor of this? Are you somehow tied into Jegs? What's going on there?
So I'm tied into Jegs because my grandfather started it, and then my dad and his 3 brothers kind of took over it once my grandfather retired. So my grandfather's Jegs Senior. Okay. And then the brothers kind of retired, and we still play a role in the company, but we decided to partner with someone else along the way. And you know, I wear these Jegs shirts because they're my dad's shirts. They are all my dad's old designs. I collect them. I think they're the coolest thing in the world. But yeah, Jegs still plays a role. I mean, we're right next door. We keep all the race car stuff is still there. Jegs are on the side of the vehicles, and you know, it's still part of the family. So,
that's pretty awesome. So quick story for you. I'm a time attack driver whenever I'm not out filming and stuff. And that's my passion. And matter of fact, I actually got my Bell carbon fiber helmet from your company.
Nice work.
And the reason why is I'm thrifty, okay guys? For you guys at home, you know I'm thrifty. But I obviously wanted a deal. Jegs had the best deal. I had it shipped up to the border. I'm in Canada. A lot of you guys from Winnipeg know you ship stuff to the border, it's cheaper. You get the free shipping or whatever it is, and then go and pick it up, and we're only an hour to the border, so we always get stuff dropped off or whatever. Nice. But yeah, that was actually from your company. Now you guys also do all kinds of stuff for the racers at home. Belts, seats, everything, right?
You name it, we got it.
That's awesome. So you guys make sure to be checking out Jegs as well. But in the meantime, let's actually go to checking out the interior of this car.
Let's do it.
I gotta be honest, Paige, this thing looks like a work of art in here. I've never seen a Gen 3 with so much carbon fiber.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Take me through the interior in here. What do we got going on?
Sure. Well, you're right on that. It's a work of art. She is such a beauty. I mean, I love all this carbon fiber. It's just an added detail that we made, and to also help keep this car light as possible. But on our steering wheel here is from Motion Raceworks, and we got our shoot button, we got a line lock button, and our go button. They keep it labeled because, you know, every now and then you have a bond moment. Haven't had one yet, but, you know, it's an if, or it's a win, not an if. But, you know, we use the line lock button for when we go to do a burnout. So you just press this when you're pumping up your brakes, and then you let go and give it a little bit of gas to go drag out your burnout. And then we have a shoots button. You know, it's kind of like a second option. I've always been a driver that likes to reach up for the shoot handle. That's how my dad drove his Pro Mod cars, and that's kind of how he guided me and when I got into this car. But, you know, we just have it just in case. And then the go button is your trans brake button. So as soon as you see that green light come on, you hit it and hope to the Lord that you were good on the tree and that you're turning on that wind light. So aside from our steering wheel, we got our fuel tick systems up here, and we got our M&M 3-speed transmission, and we got CO2 on board for, you know, the shifters, the parachutes, and the boost system as well. And we know we try to keep it pretty clean, pretty simple, and pretty functional. So, you know, we got our controls up here, turn it on and turn our systems on, and, you know, we got the start button, cycle the pump, a staging light, so it just kind of helps make sure that everything's ready to go when you go to stage. And we got lights, and we actually have working headlights in this car, so when we race at night I get to turn on my headlights, which is pretty neat. But other than that, this is the inside of Golden Child. I got my protective head space right here, and keeps you from wobbling around like a bobblehead, and this car's pretty comfortable. I mean, I have no complaints. This is like, I call it the Golden Office, and we fit perfectly in here. You know, the car owner, Mike Reese, his wife drove this too before I did, and she's like, this car was built for a woman, and I have to agree with her, because this is the most comfortable car I've ever sat in, and I don't ever want to change it. So I could sit in here all day if I wanted to.
That is awesome, Paige. Well, let's jump out of here and talk to me about the rest of the car here.
Okay.
Now, Paige, I gotta say, the paint on this car looks like a mirror. Like, I cannot believe how glossy this thing is. Incredible work to whoever painted this thing.
Yeah, they did an amazing job, and you really can look at yourself. It is like a mirror.
Literally.
And, you know, we had to add the gold stripes along the bottom like a true IROC Z28, and we got the badges in the front, and of course the badge right here in the back.
Of course.
Because we're a true third-gen Camaro out here. This is what they're supposed to look like. But aside from that, we're running our dual Simpson parachutes, and we got our fire extinguisher system right back here behind these stickers. And we got our crank key ventilation system right here, so it keeps the car working perfectly and running great. And this is Golden Child.
Absolutely. So this is a big tire car. What size tires are you running out back? Are those
Yes.
36s, or what are you guys running?
These are 34.5s or Hoosiers, and I believe that's the biggest size you're allowed to run in the big tire class. And last year they had 36s, but this year it's just 34.5s.
Awesome. Well, I think we've covered most bases. You know what? No, there's something we didn't talk about, and my wife would love this. That skull on the roof. Did you come up with that design yourself?
Yeah, so that has a special story behind it.
Can you share it with us quickly?
Yeah. So I wanted to add this sugar skull on the top of our car. It's almost like the Jeep Easter egg that you always hear about. Well, this is the Golden Child Easter egg. And not only does it hide the sweat marks from your arms when you're towing the car back, which is a bonus, but this was designed by actually one of my old sorority sisters. Her family is a die-hard racing fans. They're from Northern Ohio, so about 2 hours from where I grew up. And she was one of the very few people that I told that I was like, hey, I'm thinking about going no prep racing. Of course, she already knew what that was. And I was like, I need some help. You know, I think I want to call it Golden Child, and I really want to get creative. Like, how do I make this, you know, edgy and cool, but still with a touch of feminism in there? And she came up with the sugar skull, and I think it's awesome. I absolutely love it. So it's on all of my apparel, and I got to throw it on the car as well. So when you get to look at the car from above, or just hitting the right angle. You can kind of see it, and that's just my special touch that my friend blessed me with.
Absolutely. Now, while we're here talking about that special friend, you at least should give them a little bit of credit and give them the name drop while we're here,
my goodness. So her name was Lexi Wilson. We both went to Miami University of Ohio together. We were both in the same sorority, Phi Sigma Sigma, and gosh, she comes to my races. She came to my first MPK race ever. She was my cheerleader. She helped me sell apparel. She was awesome. And you know, she's come to a couple of my super comp races and everything. That's just such a great family and die-hard racing fans. So it was nice to have someone to relate to at college. You don't meet a ton of racing fans there. So I was like, I feel more at home now meeting her. So no, she's such an awesome friend, and you know, now I get to take her kind of with me everywhere I go.
That is awesome. Well, Paige, I gotta say, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. If it's all right with you, obviously we'd love to follow your story for the rest of the weekend here, see you possibly go through the rounds, and who knows what's gonna happen this weekend. So don't be going anywhere, guys. Make sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe buttons, and yeah, well, let's go racing right now.
Yeah, let's do it, I'm ready.
Get the win. Like something's going on there. Well, Paige, Grudge passes out of the way. You ran Caleb Morden. Take me through the run. How'd it go?
Sure. So, you know, pretty decent lap overall. You know, our air quality is not the best at the moment, so it was a little slow. And I mean, you could hear it inside the car in your helmet, and the pitch difference. And just when it left, it didn't have that spark that it usually does. But not a bad lap. It left pretty good, and then it started going towards the center line. And you know, I was driving through it, but I saw she was going towards the center line, and I just decided, you know, it's not worth it. Let's just not make this more complicated than it needs to be. You know, it's a test lap, and you get to put it back in line later tonight. So I just pulled the chutes and coasted, and just thought we would regroup.
Absolutely. So what's the plan? What's going on from here? You have to race your way in, is that correct?
That's correct. We race our way in. We are the 5th pair in the right lane. We have Birdman first round. And if we get by that round, then we got to go up and draw chips for the second round. There was 13 people trying to get in for 6 different spots so that we could race tomorrow in the Invitational. So it'll be like a 2-round race your way in deal.
Hey, I'm Birdman, 69 Camaro. I'm about to bust Paige Coughlin's ass. What this horsepower rating is, it's a 521 Hemi. It's gonna make over 4,000 horsepower. This is a beast.
Awesome, awesome. So Paige, round 1, chip draw. Talk to me. Who'd you draw?
So we drew Birdman for first round of the Race Your Way In here at Tulsa, and we got the right lane, and we were the 5th pair out.
Awesome. Okay, so I had a chance to chat with Birdman in the lanes there, and he's doing a little bit of trash talking, talking about how he was going to whoop Paige Coughlin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
What do you have to say about that?
You know? Birdman, come on. But
I'm just delivering the message.
I'll have to shoot the shit later, but it was a good solid lap. I'm not sure what happened to him, but I passed him, didn't look backwards. I mean, that was a beautiful lap that car made. I mean, it went right down Broadway, and I wouldn't change a thing, and that's what we didn't change a thing. So when we drew Mike, you know, I was like, already, you know what, my dad speaks very highly of him. I think this will be a good lap, and we got our stuff ready and didn't change a thing, just went right back up there, and you know, he didn't show up, so we got a competition single and took advantage of it. We made another beautiful lap, wouldn't change a thing, and it just went right down Broadway, like I said, the first lap, and can't ask for anything else. It's beautiful.
Good morning, guys. It's race day. We're here at Tulsa MPK. What are we at? 6th race, I think. Anyways, we made it through 2 rounds last night. That secured us in the race today for the Invitational. This morning, we're just doing a little bit of kind of over our routine maintenance. We noticed one of the push rods had a crack in it. So we have a little bit of time. We just decided to take it apart and make sure none of the other ones have a crack. So Beaver is our right-hand man here. He takes care of the engine. He's also a mute, so he doesn't like to talk much. But that's all we're doing for this morning. Everything's good. It looks good for us. I'm happy with our runs last night. And I think we got something to work with for today. We were able to conquer the air within a run or two and find the sweet spot for the car. So today will be a good day. We're looking forward to it.
Well, Paige, chip draw. Take me through it. Who'd you draw?
So we drew the first pair in the right lane, and we had David Gates. So I knew that was going to be a pretty decent lap. I mean, he's tough, he's fast, and he's had some success this year already. So we had to put on our A game and show up, and we put up a good fight. I mean, we held with him the whole way there. I mean, the car was a little loose, we were dancing a little bit, and I just held with it, just continued to drive it, and you know, my wind light didn't turn on, but it was a fun lap. I had a blast driving the car, and you know, we'll put her back in line in Big Car tonight.
All right, Paige, round one, big tire class. You drew Chase Wells. That was that really cool diesel-powered car. Now, I need you to take me through the run. And the only reason I need you to take me through the run is because I couldn't see your car half the way down the track. So take me through it. What went down on that one?
There was quite a lot of smoke. And I think I was just so focused on keeping this car straight and staring straight ahead, I didn't even notice it. But, you know, we drew that. I believe it's a 57 Chevy. It's beautiful car, but we drew Chase Wells, and we went up first round. We had the right lane, and we made a couple tweaks between the first round of the Invitational to the first round of Big Tire, and we got this car right back on track, and it went right on down Broadway. I mean, it was beautiful. It did everything it was supposed to. I mean, numbers looked great, no complaints whatsoever. So I was super happy with that run, and we got to turn on the win light at the same time. So we got to move on to round two.
Awesome. Okay, well, good luck in round two. Catch up in a bit.
Hey, y'all. This is Jerry Bird here. Second round of Outlaw Big Tire, we drew Paige Coughlin. It's going to be a good one. They seem like they're getting their shit together. They're pretty fast. But we starting to figure our stuff out, too. So I got the new car, 67 Shelby Mustang. We finally starting to figure it out. And, hey, we're gonna see who gets the win.
Did he save that?
Jerry Bird, extremely close to that wall down there.
Good job, buddy. All right, Paige, round two. You drew Jerry Bird with that beautiful Shelby GT500. I think it is. I think that's what it is. A Mustang, anyways. The beautiful blue Mustang. Take me through the run there.
So when I found out I had Jerry Bird, I'm like, alrighty, okay. You know what? This should be a great matchup. And so we drew the right lane again. Just same thing we'd always been doing. Just keep putting it back in line. Don't change a thing. Just one lap at a time. You know, you do you. And we're just trying to get some nice, clean laps to go into Idaho, and that was our primary goal. So when we went up, we had Jerry. Car went straight as an arrow right on down Broadway. I heard he got a little bit of sideways, did a little bit of this, did a little bit of that. Not entirely sure. I was focused on going straight, and car ran great. I mean, no complaints. We get to go into round three, and I believe at round three there's only 6 of us left, so super excited.
Absolutely. Yeah, that pass with Jerry Bird there, from where I was watching, it looked like he got, twisted up pretty good, but luckily it looks like he backed himself out, and it looks like he escaped some big damage. We thought for sure at the starting end, we thought for sure he was into the wall, at least scraped it, but he looks like he might got away there, so awesome. So yeah, anyways, good luck, round 3.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dwayne Bryant. We're coming around to round 3. We drew Paige Coughlin. I have a 1957 Chevy, 760-inch, 2 stages of nitrous. It's just a back half 57 Chevy. A little bit outgunned here, but we're just here to have fun. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Johnny, my man, what's going on right now? Talk to me.
We're switching out a Procharger, putting another F4 on it.
Switching out a Procharger, putting another F4 on. What happened in the last one?
The last one, I think we got a bearing going bad in it, but it wasn't tore up yet. We're just switching it out for basically routine maintenance.
Okay, I'm guessing you guys need to hustle because we're going round 4 right away.
Yeah, we're down to 3 cars, so she needs to get it done. Now's the time to do it.
There we go. Well, then you're a busy man. I won't take up too much of your time. Thanks for chatting with me, man.
No problem. Thank you.
Well, Paige, round 3, you drew Dwayne Bryant with that red Bel Air, and I had a chance to chat with Dwayne, and he said to me, oh man, he goes, I really think we're outgunned on this one going up against you. Take me through the run here.
Oh, well, you know, we drew Dwayne, and I was like, alrighty, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep putting it back in line. It's going to run the exact same thing. I mean, it got a little bit of loose on the top end. I mean, I could feel it as soon as I pulled my parachute, so it was perfectly timed, actually. But car made another beautiful lap. Can't complain, wouldn't change a thing, and which is awesome for us because we're gaining so much data for Idaho. And, you know, we're just getting more and more experience and laps under my belt, which is what I need as someone who's just started this year. So no complaints whatsoever. And, you know, I'm super excited to kind of see what happens next. I know we're waiting on the finals of the Invitational, so we might get to run or we might just split it 3 ways because now there's only 3 of us left. So it'll be super exciting to find out.
Absolutely. Well, either way, hopefully you go through round 4 here. I know it's a 5-rounder, so hopefully you go the distance right now.
Yep.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm Troy Coughlin, Paige's dad, and we're racing here in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the No Prep Kings race. I think it's race number 7 on the series, and it's been pretty cool watching the kids grow up. 4 kids actually, and it's Megan, TJ, Paige, and Kelly. And it's fun to watch the kids racing and do their thing. And I've raced for many, many years, probably dating clear back into the 1990s, and we went racing with our father as well. And back when my dad ran Top Fuel, alcohol dragster, pro stock, just about every class in drag racing. And it's been an absolute blast growing up in this sport. Met a lot of good friends and have great relationships with friends for quite some time. And it's and like I was saying, I've raced for multiple years and quit racing in 2017, 2018, and now it's kind of fun to sit back and watch Paige do her thing here in the No Prep series, and she's starting to make a name for herself. I'm very proud of what she's achieved here, you know, with you know, Mike Reese and Justin Bieber and Johnny Talisano, and it takes a fistful of people to make it work, and we're marching forward for sure.
Well, Paige, I guess you got some news for me here. I guess we're no longer continuing forward here. What's going on?
I guess not. You know, the weather is not on our side tonight. It looks like we're going to get a big rainstorm here in the next 45 minutes or so. And right now it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. They just finished up the invitationals as they took home the win. So, you know, it's kind of nice to finish on a positive note. There was down to 3 of us, so we just kind of split it 3 ways. And you know what? Not a loss. I'm super excited with the progress that we made tonight. You know, we got to work on a couple different things here and there to kind of set us up for Idaho, and I'm excited. I'm ready to get over there. I know we got a week off, but I could go tomorrow if needed.
Awesome. Well, hey, Paige, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us this weekend and let me film your weekend. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I wish you all the success in this No Prep King series moving forward.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your channel. It's been awesome to work with you this weekend, and I can't wait to see how it turns out.